Hey everyone, this is lesson number 2 on how to become a really great non-technical guitar player. So a quick recap of the first lesson. All we learned how to do there was how to make your guitar make pretty sounds and how to just run your one finger up and down the fretboard as you pluck it, just to do something really simple and something that sounds great. We also learned that when you get in trouble, a really good thing to do is to just take your finger and hit the dots from the middle of the fretboard to about the early part, and it will likely sound good. See? Look at that. Dots are your best friend in most cases when you get in trouble and you're just starting to play and you don't know what to go to. Just take that old one finger, put it back on that dot. Alright, so today's lesson, we have to go over a couple things. So the first thing is tuning. I didn't teach you how to tune in the first lesson because it really didn't matter. Pick up your guitar as it is and take that one finger and just find a good key that works, and that's great. But when you do want to learn how to tune, it's always good to know. I can't teach you how to tune it without using something electronic. I actually use an app on my phone. But in any event, a good thing to do when you're just learning is to escape standard tuning, right? So when you're tuning it, put it a little off, maybe go up a little half step, down a little half step, or maybe just a creak. But experiment and let the strings become their own sound because, in trying to find your creativity and your inner artist, I think it's really good to never bind yourself to any rules that some may put on playing the instrument. So once you found a tuning that you've what you really want to start to do now is developing what your sense of rhythm is, because rhythm is a very, very important thing to playing guitar or really any instrument. And once you've sort of discovered your rhythm, you'll find that you can play just about anything because it's all about keeping that beat. So we're not even going to play any notes or anything, but just with our open hand, we're just going to start to strum the guitar in any way that's comfortable to you. You can use one finger, you can use two in like a picking motion, you can even use a pick if you prefer, or you can use your whole hand. Just whatever way feels nice and soft and natural, that's how you want to strum the guitar. And we're just going to try to develop a rhythm and just try and keep that going a long time. Alright, and we can build the rhythm up. Change it up. Just nice and simple though. What you will learn when you're playing guitar is that sometimes the simplest things sound the best. Doesn't need to be complex. Not even touching it. That's all you need. And so once you've got that sense of rhythm, that's when you can start doing chords. So in other words, pressing the strings with really more than one finger. There's a ton of chords you can learn, like a C chord, a D chord, and an E chord, an F chord, and so on. And again, there's lots of great videos that can teach you those. But if you're just trying to learn the guitar and you just want to play a few strings that sound good, all you really need is two fingers. And just put those two fingers in any position that you like on the fretboard that sounds to you good. So I could do this, I could put my index finger on the 2nd fret on the A string, and I could put my pinky on the 3rd fret of the E string on the bottom and do this. Or I could take my two fingers and I could put them on the 2nd string again in the A and then just put them right below that string. It's nice and simple, so that's all you need. And that happens to be an E minor chord, but again, it doesn't matter. And then what we did with the open strings, let's just get that rhythm going again with that one chord. Any rhythm you want. Don't even have to move to make music, right? And so then all we're going to do to progress the chord is keep that same position. So remember that your hands or your fingers, sorry, so to speak, they're just nice and tight and close together, and you put them right here, and you're just going to move these fingers up and down the fretboard in the same position, and just stay on those dots. If you stay on those dots, it will probably work. Okay, and then we can make a whole chord progression out of that. So we'll just start nice and simple. Da 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 da. Now as your hands get more comfortable and they build up and they don't blister, you can start moving them around a little more, but you can still keep it in the same position and it'll work. Staying on those dots. I can pluck them gently. So I don't have to ever change notes, but just the way that you hit the strings, that can make the sound an entirely different sounding note even. So when you're just starting to learn, just instead of trying to, do wacky stuff down here and be difficult, just pluck them differently and see how it sounds. Whole new song. Now if you're finding this is pretty easy and you want to take it to the next level, well, all you need to do is stay with that same chord, and instead of just moving it straight back and forth, kind of move it in a different position in the board. That's how you learn to find new chords that you never knew were on the guitar. Just do what you would normally do on a chord, for instance a C chord. Just move it somewhere else, right? Or move it down, move it up. So before we were doing an E minor here with the two fingers. Instead I'm just going to put it on the second dot down here. Look at that. I made a whole song out of this once. Not hard. Just saying the same chord. And I'm just doing different things with that. Now I know that may seem advanced and a little hard at this time, but all I'm doing is just building my energy up, really liking what I'm playing, and just going with it. But all I was doing on the board was that same little simple note. I didn't need to do anything complex. You can still make it sound complex. So that is a really good lesson if you're a beginner and you're just trying to learn how to become a non-technical but good guitar player.